So I've been meditating now for the last 1,585 days straight. If you don't believe me, you can see the screen here. It says 1,585 days of meditation. And this comes out to exactly 466 hours that I've spent meditating. And in this video, I'm gonna break down how this practice of meditation has literally changed my life completely. It took me from being broke, miserable, not being able to focus whatsoever a couple of years ago, to now having built my dream life. And also why I believe that meditation is probably one of the most important and overlooked things that a lot of young guys trying to make their first 10, 20K per month online are missing out on it. They simply don't even know about how big of an impact this actually has on your life. So I'm gonna break everything down in this video, and I'm making this video raw, unedited, no crazy like pop-ups or anything, to test your attention span if you can actually sit down and focus on this, because that's what this video is gonna be about. Because I used to be so fucked before I started meditating a couple of years ago. I was so distracted. I would be trying to start making money online, trying to start like making it, and then I was sitting down, working on like certain business model. I was doing an agency back in the day. I couldn't focus, I was watching a YouTube video all of a sudden, not even aware of the fact that I was doing it. I was scrolling on Instagram, and I was just like all over the place. And even in the business, I was changing like business models. I was changing niches all the time. I was working with car dealerships, and the next week I was working with solar installers. Like I was just changing from thing to thing to thing all of the time. And like I said, I was not aware of the fact that I was doing it. And meditation fixed all of this. And looking back now at this point when I've built my dream life, I make the money that I dreamt of making back then, travel the world, have the life that I wanted. A big reason why I was able to break through and actually see success fairly quickly was because I started meditating. Because meditation, like I don't know if you think this is like the woo-woo thing. At least I used to think that meditation is like super woo-woo. It's like this, I don't know, like this hocus-pocus thing that doesn't really work. I used to think that a lot. Probably because of my upbringing and my parents and things like that. Then I started doing it, and it changed everything for me. I used to be very emotional. I used to be acting on how I felt in the moment, having a very hard time focusing. And meditation allowed me to distance myself from my emotions. If you look at the most successful business people in the world, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, like the most successful people in the world, they've gone there because they're very, very good at regulating their emotions. That is the key to making it big at a young age. The reason why most guys, I was broke for multiple years trying to make it online, was because I couldn't control my own emotions. Okay, I was trying to take a risk, trying to start something new, trying to just like grind with something. And then when I had an emotion of being scared, nervous, wanting to change, or stuff got difficult, or I had these ideas on doing new stuff, I was acting on that, like non-stop, just over and over again. And I see this pattern with a lot of other guys that I talk to, young guys trying to make it. They have all this potential. You're probably watching the video right now, you're probably guilty of doing this. You have all this potential, you could be making it big, but you can't conquer your own mind. You can't conquer your own thoughts and emotions, and that is why you're stuck. So I'm gonna explain to you exactly how I fix this for myself, so you can just copy me and do the exact same thing for yourself, because this is crucial. There's two versions of you. There's two versions of you trying to make it right now, and this was the same for me as well. It's the version number one that's trying to make it, that has these big goals of making it big, becoming successful. They try to sit down, try to get work done, and they have these thoughts, emotions. They have these different things come up in their head of like, okay, enough stuff is getting hard, I'm not seeing success, I have to take big risks. They have these like thoughts, emotions come up in their own head. And unconsciously, they just act on these emotions. They feel scared because they're about to take a risk and actually bet on themselves. They have people around them doubting them. They have doubt in their own head. They sit down and try to like work on something, Instagram reels, they get stuck, and all of a sudden they've been scrolling for like 3 hours. That's the first version of you. It's like life is kind of happening to you. And the sad thing is a lot of people end up in this trap, and then they're like 30, 40 years old, nothing to show for it, unsuccessful, because they haven't been able to actually just lock in. That's number one version of you. That's acting on your emotions. That's not able to distance yourself from your emotions. Whatever you feel in the moment, whatever comes up in front of you, you just act on it, and if stuff just happen, life kind of happens to you. The second version of you, is the person who's able to distance themselves from their emotions. They've been able to start meditating, which is the practice of learning to identify and observe thoughts, emotions come up in your own head without acting upon them. They've learned that practice, they started doing that, which has allowed them to then get into a position where they can feel scared, they can feel nervous, they can have these emotions and thoughts of like, I should change, I should go on Instagram Reels right now, start scrolling, I should change business model, I should jump over to this other thing that looks more attractive. But they've learned that these thoughts, these emotions that I said, are not equal to you. You are not these thoughts. And because of that, you can have all these emotions come up, but still take the same actions, still keep acting on the plan that you're supposed to be acting upon. That is the version of you that goes out and gets everything that you want in your life. The first version that I just mentioned before, that's distracted and acts on your emotions and thoughts, that's the version that's going to stay stuck. And the option for you right now is, who do you want to be? It's a very, very simple question here. If you start meditating right now, and if you haven't done meditation before, like, it is going to change your life. For me, I went from this guy who's distracted and not able to focus and not able to build anything of meaning to actually be able to sit down and like properly put in the work in the business model that I've been doing, which is called high ticket sales. Even though I had these thoughts, because there's been a lot of times where I'm like, okay, I want to change the business model, I want to give up, entrepreneurship isn't for me, high ticket sales isn't for me, I'm not supposed to be a salesperson, like all these emotions. And what I understood when I got on my journey, and what I realized, like, after meditating a lot and having multiple mentors tell me this, is like, those thoughts, those emotions of like, I should quit, this is not for me, this is too difficult, that's simply a response to the old beliefs that you hold. The old version of you, like the 1.0 version of you. The 1.0 version of me that was like scared of taking risks, scared of success even to a certain extent, And because of that, like, I had these emotions come up, which is basically a sign that I was breaking out of that old version of myself. I was breaking old beliefs and stepping into new ones. That's why I felt that way, okay? But the key thing here is I learned to not act on those emotions. What you're doing right now, what you're probably guilty of doing, and what I used to be doing, is I would act on those emotions. I felt a certain way, and all of a sudden I would be acting on that. I would change business model, I would be doing something else, I would be quitting before I even knew about it, before I even like realized that actually I wasn't acting logically at all. This is key. You need to step into the new version of yourself. I'm going to explain to you exactly how I started doing this, how I started meditating to actually like change my life. But like, this is something that I've noticed more and more as my journey goes. Like, the more money that I'm making now, my income has just been going up and up and up the last couple of months. And it's simply because I've learned to detach my emotions completely from business. Business and emotions do not go well together at all. If you're an emotional person, you probably are not going to succeed in business until you actually remove that. Emotions are going to fuck you up completely. Because running a business, achieving a top 1%, top 0.1% income requires you to take actions that most people are not willing to take, and go through emotions that most people are not willing to go through. So if you don't learn how to distance yourself from your emotions in the first place, you're going to be screwed in business. That's what this all comes down to. So how do we actually do this? How do you implement? Simple stuff. You need to just start the practice right now. Start today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't start on Monday. Like, actually start today, okay? And what do? I used an app called Waking App. It's an app by Sam Harris. I think it's really good. That's what we're doing. It's paid, so it's not free. I think it's like $20 or $50 per year, something like that, so it's pretty cheap. But that's what I use personally. It's been super helpful for me. Then I just like put 10, 20 minutes per day, and that's how I started my entire journey. I just like sit down, put my headphones on, listen to that, follow the guided meditation, and that's what I've been doing for multiple years now. If you don't want to pay for it, you can just like do the simplest and easiest thing, which is just like taking out your phone, putting on a timer, and just like sitting down and just observing your thoughts with no sounds, nothing in your headphones at all, no music. Just like sitting down, observing your thoughts for about 10 to 20 minutes. Simple as that. You've probably never done that before. And that's like the first time you do it, it's gonna be super difficult. You're gonna have a lot of thoughts come up, you're gonna have distractions, you're probably gonna fall into these thoughts, and go, your mind is gonna go off on tangents, and you're gonna start thinking about things, and then you're gonna like catch yourself all of a sudden. Okay, that is the practice. Catching yourself when you're caught up in thoughts. So the first day you're probably gonna struggle, you're probably gonna have distractions, and you're probably gonna like fall out of meditation, so to speak. Second day, third day, it's gonna get better and better. You will catch yourself more and more when you're distracted by thoughts. And that is the ability we're building here. Because like a week in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, I've seen this time and time again with the guys that I tell to start meditating, is it changes your life. It makes you so much more powerful, so much more, not only confident and certain and just like more secure in yourself, but it also allows you to be so much better in business, make so much better decisions in entrepreneurship, and as a result of that, you'll be so much more likely to make it, because you're no longer acting based on how you feel in the moment, based on these like passing emotions of your old self and how you're used to doing stuff, but you can actually separate yourself and decide consciously to move like the new version of yourself, step into that new identity, and that's when your life ends up changing as well. This is exactly what's happened for me, and this is why I'm going to keep meditating. I'm going to keep doing this forever, because this practice truly changed my life, and it's so powerful. So start meditating. actually do this today, implement it, give it a try, at least for the next week, 2 weeks, start doing this and see how it's going to impact your life and change your life. I promise you it's gonna have a massive effect, and you're gonna look back at this and being grateful that you actually started doing it. So that's it for this video, and if you want my help to get into the business model that I do, which is high ticket sales, you can apply by going down in the description and booking a call with me, see if we're a good fit, we'll chat, see if we qualify to work together. If you have any questions about meditation, high ticket sales, whatever it is, DM me on Instagram, I'm always there to help, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, ciao ciao.